You stand on the edge, the precipice, the drop. 2026 isn't just a year on a calendar, it's where the old world stops. It's the battleground, the kill zone, the place where the legacy giants finally wake to challenge the disruptor with every single reputation at stake. You've seen Honda waiting, watching, taking it slow. Critics called them lazy, said they had nowhere to go. But imagine a spring, coiled tight, tension building in the dark, ready to snap, ready to leave a mark. That's the Honda Zero Series, a release of pure kinetic force. While Tesla, they're charting a radically different course. You might think you know Tesla, the luxury, the speed, but 2026 is about a different kind of breed. No longer just a brand for the rich to flaunt, they're becoming the mass-market ghost that the industry will haunt. The Unboxed process, the Cybercab, a pivot so wide it leaves the old definition of automaker dying inside. So buckle up, lock in, because this isn't just a race. It's the ultimate showdown, a war for the very soul of space. Silicon Valley's chaos versus Japanese precision. Two giants, one future, and you have to make the decision. But before we pick a side in this engineering hex, make sure you've smashed that subscribe button for Dravexa. We're tracking the war others are afraid to predict. Now, to understand the cars, you have to understand the mind, the philosophy, the logic designed to leave the past behind. You see, swapping a gas engine for a battery, that's a dead end, a trap. Both sides know it. It's time to rewrite the map. First, look at Tesla. Their 2026 strategy, it's not about style. It's about cost obliteration, a new manufacturing paradigm, a total deviation. They call it the Unboxed process. Forget Henry Ford, forget the line. Tesla is destroying the assembly model one piece at a time. Imagine this, no car moving down a slow, steady track, no workers crawling inside, breaking their back. Instead, sub-assemblies, front, rear, floor, side, built separately, perfected, with nowhere to hide. Then snap, they come together in a single burst, efficiency first. The goal, to cut the footprint by 40%, to slash costs in half no matter how much is spent. This is how you get a $25,000 ride. The Model 2, the Robotaxi, nowhere for the competition to hide. You have to realize, to Tesla, the car is just a shell, a hardware box for the software to sell. Scalability, autonomy, the machine that builds the machine. But then there's Honda, and their rebuttal is sharp, clean. While the world builds EVs that are thick and heavy, bloated and wide, Honda goes thin, light, and wise, a different kind of pride. Think about it, thin, a dedicated platform, a battery pack shaved down, compact E-axles lowering the floor, hugging the ground. Light, returning to the roots of F1, the engineering art, fighting the weight that tears modern EVs apart. And wise, not just smart, but feeling. An AI that doesn't just drive, but connects. ASIMO OS, a system that respects. The implication is clear. Tesla sees a robot, a tool for the masses. Honda sees a driver's machine, a soul that surpasses. They are fighting to save the feeling of the wheel in an electric age. Two philosophies, one global stage. Now the curtain rises, the players take the stage. Two teams, two visions, ready to turn the page. First, look at the Team Tesla, the mass-market automaton. In 2026, their lineup isn't just a list, it's a bifurcation, a split in the bone. On one side, the car you drive, on the other, the car that drives you, all alone. Meet the Model 2, the ghost we've been chasing for years. Roll to kill the Toyota Corolla, to silence the gears. You might picture a stripped-down sedan, basic and cheap, but imagine a truncated, sporty crossover waking from sleep, sharing DNA with the Cybertruck, but smaller, more tight. An LFP battery heart, 250 miles of flight. And the price tag? 25 grand. A target so aggressive, it forces the rest of the market to fold their hand. But then, shift your gaze. Look at the Cybercab, the Robotaxi, the end of the maze. You open the door, expecting a cockpit, a place to command. But look closer. There's no wheel in your hand, no pedals at your feet, just a large screen, a lounge, a two-seater retreat. This is the gamble, the unsupervised bet. Volume production in 2026, a future you haven't quite processed yet. And for the faithful, the bestseller gets a new skin. The Model Y Juniper, a refresh from within. Rear light bars, ambient glow, a suspension that finally glides. And if the stars align, the Roadster arrives. SpaceX thrusters, a halo of fire, aiming to make every hypercar on Earth simply expire. Before we unveil the Japanese response to this silicon might, do yourself a favor. Join the tribe that sees the light. Hit that subscribe button for Dravexa. Don't let the future leave you in the dust. Now, turn your head to the east. Team Honda, the Zero Series, the awakening beast. This isn't just a new model, it's effectively a new brand, debuting in 2026, drawing a line in the sand. First, the Salone, the flagship, the halo. You might think EVs have to look like melted soap, but Honda says no. Picture a radical wedge, like a concept car from the 1980s pushed to the absolute edge. Reimagined for 2050. Neon displays, gull wings that slice the air. It's retro, it's future, it's a dare. And inside, a yoke steering wheel, steer by wire, but not for novelty, not just to admire. It's calibrated for the joy, for the connection you crave. Proving that electric doesn't mean the driving experience goes to the grave. And finally, the volume seller, the Zero SUV. Based on the Space Hub, a name that tells you where it wants to be. A van, an SUV, a hybrid of form, prioritizing volume, breaking the norm. Imagine a glass roof curving into the side, a living room visibility, nowhere to hide. Tesla wants to remove the driver. Honda wants to romance the soul. Two lineups, two different ways to rock and roll. Now, we descend into the brain, into the code. This is where the road splits, where the two giants erode the very definition of what it means to drive. On one side, Silicon Valley's gamble to keep the machine alive. On the other, a Japanese vow to keep you in the hive. Tesla. They are betting the house, the farm, the whole stack. Their strategy for 2026, vision only. There is no turning back. They've ripped out the radar. They've silenced the sonar's ping. They believe that cameras and cameras alone are king. The brain behind the eyes? AI 5, Hardware 5. A computer so dense, it makes the current tech look barely alive. But the real magic isn't the chip, it's the method. End-to-end neural networks. Forget if-then-else code. Forget stop at red. The car just watches video. Billions of hours fed into a black box that learns like a child. It sees, it copies, it drives unsupervised and wild. The promise? You sleep, the car works, the Cybercab dream. But the risk? It's a terrifying theme. Without LiDAR to measure the depth, without radar to cut through the fog, the system is blind in the blinding white smog. A white truck against a bright sky, a camera might miss, and in that split second, you enter the abyss. Now, Honda, they see the risk, they see the gap. So they're taking a different route on the map. Sensor fusion, the safety net, cameras, radar, sonar, and yes, LiDAR. A bet that redundancy saves lives when the camera lies. This is Level 3, certified, legal, eyes off the prize. Imagine this. You're in traffic, the gridlock is tight. In a Tesla, you must watch, you must be ready to fight. But in the Honda 0 Series, you let go. You read a book, you watch a movie, you let the stress go. Because Honda takes the liability. They take the blame. That is a legally different game. And they aren't doing it alone. They've partnered with Helm.ai, using unsupervised learning to teach the car why humans drive the way they do, bridging the gap between rigid rules and the neural zoo. But the soul of the machine? That's the real surprise. While Tesla gives you games, Honda gives you ASIMO OS, named after the robot that walked so this car could run. This isn't just apps, this isn't just fun. It's a software-defined vehicle that watches you. Internal cameras tracking your eyes, your mood, your cue. Are you stressed? The lighting softens, the music slows, the braking curve changes, the acceleration flows. It's not a tool, it's a partner, a biometric friend, a machine that wants to understand you until the very end. Tesla wants to solve driving. Honda wants to solve the driver. Two different minds, one electric survivor. So you've seen the brains. Now strip it down, look at the bones. This is engineering for the purist, for the student, for the ones who know. The chassis isn't just metal, it's the skeleton of the future. First, enter the Tesla Foundry. Their philosophy, integration, total fusion. The structural battery. Imagine this, the battery is not just a fuel tank, it is the floor. The seats? They don't bolt to a frame. They bolt directly to the energy source. You're sitting on the voltage. The cells are the 4680s. Fat, tall, dry. Dry cathode technology. No solvents, no ovens. A massive reduction in the energy to build. The benefit? Extreme rigidity. A car stiff as a board. And cheap, brutally cheap to make. But here's the catch. The dark side of the cast. Repairability? Zero. Crack the pack and the car is trash. A minor underbody scrape turns a $25,000 machine into a total loss. It's disposable engineering at its finest. Now, switch gears. Walk into the Honda lab. They aren't just casting, they are sculpting. Thin, light, and wise. They use 3D friction stir welding, not melting the metal, steering it. Bonding the battery case at a molecular level to make it razor thin. Why does this matter to you? Because a thinner battery means a lower floor. A lower floor means a lower roof without crushing your head. It cuts the air, it hugs the road, it lowers the center of gravity until the car feels magnetic. And then the heart, the E-axle. Most EVs are heavy crossovers, lumbering giants, but Honda miniaturized the inverter, shrank the motor, placed it lower than anyone else dared. The result? The 0 Series doesn't handle like a boat, it handles like a Civic Type R. Sharp, agile, alive. And when you stop to feed the beast, the war continues. Tesla's supercharger V4s are powerful, massive, but most Teslas are still trapped in a 400-volt cage. Honda? They're unlocking the 800-volt gate, targeting a 10 to 15-minute charge. While the Tesla driver waits, the Honda driver is already gone. It's a game of millimeters and volts. Step inside, close the door, the world changes again. Two sanctuaries, two different ways to transcend. In Tesla, you enter the void, the minimalist lounge. By 2026, they've pushed screen centricity to the bleeding edge. If you step into the Cybercab, don't look for a wheel, don't look for pedals, just a bench seat, a massive screen, a silent deal. You are cargo, and the car is the captain. But even in the Model 2, the buttons are gone, the gear shifter gone. The car guesses where you want to go. It reads your mind, or tries to. It's clean, it's airy, it's software paradise. But try to adjust your mirrors while doing 70 on ice? You're digging through menus, you're looking away. Distraction is the price you pay. Now, sit in the Honda. This isn't a lounge, it's a digital cockpit, a sci-fi interpretation of control. A panoramic screen that spans the entire dash, a head-up display that paints reality with augmented flash. They kept the tactile feel, they kept the soul. Gesture controls that actually work, a yoke that plays a role. And in the SUV, the Space Hub dream, imagine rear seats that face each other, a mobile team, turning a traffic jam into a meeting room. Honda wants you to live in the car, not just consume. But what about the range, the anxiety, the fear? Usually this is where Tesla wins, where the winner is clear. The supercharger network, the gold standard, the king. V4 stalls everywhere, a reliable, powerful ring. 300, 400 miles of range on the screen. But in 2026, the gap has closed. The slate is clean. Honda has joined the alliance, the NCAS Pact. Every 0 Series car has the Tesla port intact from day one. This is the great equalizer. The walls have come down. Honda drivers get the Honda build quality and the Tesla crown. Reliability of the supercharger, precision of the Japanese. Tesla lost its moat, and Honda holds the keys. So, we arrive at the end, the final decision. 2 paths, 2 futures, 1 collision. Who is this for? Choose the Tesla if you worship the code, if you want the best app, the smoothest updates, the software load. If you believe in vision only, if you want to test the beta, if price is your king and you want the data. They will undercut the world, they will sell you the shell. And for the price, it's a compelling sell. But choose the Honda if you still have a pulse, if you care how the suspension compresses, how the steering results. If you want paint that doesn't peel, gaps that are tight, if you want level 3 safety that lets you legally read in the night, not supervised stress, but eyes-off peace, a driver's machine, a mechanical release. It comes down to this, the 2026 divide. Tesla is building a robot that you can occasionally drive. Honda is building a driver's car that can occasionally be a robot. Which side are you on? Let us know in the comments below. And for the future of motion, for the wars yet to start, make sure you've liked, shared, and subscribed to Dravexa. We don't just watch the road, we own it.